What do you get someone that has given everything? A person that is so loved, it's hard to put into words. A sister, a grandmother, a wife, a mom. Not just a mom, the neighborhood mom, the community mom, the mom that when friends come over, they call her mom, the mom that officially became my mother-in-law on the happiest day of my life. What do you give that person? A person so special that you can't put it into words. What do you get them for Christmas in the middle of a pandemic? How do you let them know how much they have impacted yourself and everyone that has ever met her? How can you express what she means to you? When am I going to stop asking myself these questions? I don't know. I just thought it would sound cool to have a narration to start this video. I probably should start this video now, right?
Hi, Carrie. Merry Christmas. Boy, I'm glad Nicole decided to do the video. The last time I remember is when you guys did the video for me on my 50th birthday, and it ended up in the toilet, and everybody in your family did it. It was so cute. I still watch that video. I love it. So I'm glad she decided to do this. The first thing that I remember is the first time you met my brother David. It was not a pretty thing. And I thought, boy, we're never going to see that girl again after he did his woman dress-up thing when you came to the first party when you first met him. And I felt bad. This beautiful, nice, sweet girl, and he dressed up like a woman. But anyway, there's so many things. There's like a million things that I could say. And all the times that we spent together and talking in the blueberry patch, oh my goodness, I love that, and I miss that so much. And the time that we went to Darien Lake and it was pouring rain, and we all just started laughing because it was just such a mess. And David started with the tarp in the trees, and then it was like there was a whole little town of tarps in those trees at Darien Lake. It was so funny. But we miss you, Carrie, and I there's so many millions of little things that I could say, and most of them is because I miss being around you, and I love you so much. Our talks for hours, no matter where we were, and when you always made that beautiful, wonderful candy at Christmas time, oh my goodness, I just ate so much I was like sick.
I think it was me, Donnie, Chris, Nicole, you might have been there with us too. Dave was there. I think we went to go see The Grinch. Could be wrong on the movie, but I remember what happened. And we got a big load of popcorn, we got some candy and stuff. We're all going into the movie theater, and it was a packed house. I'm talking like the full house. And we're looking for a place to sit, and I mean, we don't even know if we can find a place because there's so many people. And out the corner of my eye, I see popcorn just fly into the air. I thought I even saw two legs just flip up. At first I didn't really know who it was, but shortly after the fall, I realized that it was indeed you, Aunt Carrie. And with the eruption of laughter throughout the crowd, I have to say that I did join in. And I think maybe even Donnie and Chris, they might have been laughing too. Dave, he might have had your back, but he could have been laughing as well. The popcorn went everywhere. Laughter continued to erupt. I don't think you were very pleased about it. I think you were pretty upset. But when I think of a memory, I mean, there are so many, but this one just, it stands out because I've never seen someone take such a hard tumble in front of so many people. And it will always give me a smile and always give me a laugh, and I hope it can give other people laughs too, because it was truly hilarious. But I'm sure it's pretty rough for you for the first time.
20 feet wide with 3 beds across covered in pink and white, with a bed in a corner. 5 girls, but a 20-year span of birth dates made that work. Somehow, I imagine you sharing a joyous confidence in that room of meeting David, the man of your dreams, even though logistically it can't be true. And maybe you also revealed David, the man of your nightmares, there in that room. Oh, wait, is this supposed to be a roast of David? No, I shouldn't joke. Carrie, you, with David standing behind you, have helped maintain our family's solidarity with so much graciousness and generosity. For so many years, you stayed close to Mom. You helped Joe, and you offered a gathering space for the entire family. You always exude a gentle interest and a warm acceptance. It means a lot to me. Your style inspires me. You remember basic goodness despite difficulties, and you've always been brave in the face of discomfort. With a good sense of humor, you're a breeze of delight. Just ask anybody. You're the very definition of a whole person, a holy person, a whole person who recognizes the bad and the good in life, failure and success, pain and joy, carelessness and responsibility, commitment and freedom, wretchedness and glory. I'll always be proud to call you my sister. Love you.
Like we just talked about, her ability to fall out of cars, moving cars, that was always fascinating, very fascinating. Because she'd fall out of the car and recover laughing, uninjured. Yeah, she was like a ninja. So that's probably the funniest thing your mom ever did, because she did it more than once.
Yeah.
I witnessed it at least a couple of times. Then there was another time, and it too was with a car. I remember at my mom and dad's house, and it was a long time ago. We used to go there every weekend and go in the pool. Everybody would meet there and go in the pool on weekends. And somebody, I think it was David and Carrie, that got a new car. And we were looking for maybe the switch or latch or something to open the trunk or I can't remember what it was, but Carrie and I went over that car. Neither one of us were willing to give up until we found it, and we never found it. As a brother-in-law, I was always thankful that your mom came into the family, because she definitely brought a different class. She has a lot of class, and she brought that into the family. And I think she definitely made us look better.
Mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all is sister number 5. It's sister number 5. And you need to hear, so let me tell you, dear. So let's get real and see, admit it and believe it. Sister number 5. It's sister number 5. So Sister Carrie, you queen of berries, just want to tell you, rather than smell you, the best, you are the rest. Hear me say, I see you with the crown. You got a girl hands down. You are that rose in bloom, irreplaceable, oh so precious, unmistakable, unreplaceable, incomparable. Sister, you're beautiful. I see it all in you, oh so priceless.
Hey, Carrie, you might not recognize my face, but when I was a little kid, you made sure I didn't run out onto Sanford and get run over by Mrs. Law when she was pulling back into her driveway before making us all cookies. Or one of the Figursky kids weren't able to abscond with me. Thanks to you taking care of me way back in the day. It's Randy Bauman, and I just want to wish you a happy holidays and wish you well, and say that the Bauman family's thinking of you, and my mom sends her regards as well. And Merry Christmas. And again, thanks for making sure I didn't, run away or anything crazy like that when I was a kid. I've been able to have a nice semi-normal life as a result.
She almost went into early labor with, I think, Christopher. You lived on Gore Road. And it was something I said, and oh my God, I thought, I'm in trouble. She's going to go into labor, and it's going to be all my fault. But anyhow, that was pretty funny, even though nobody knows what that is but her. And the other one was when David gave me a call. We were home visiting Mom and Dad and everybody from, I don't know, probably Philly or Houston. But anyhow, Carrie and David had the boys over, or Jeremy and Jenny over to their house for a visit, to play with you kids. And David called me and said, Cheryl, you better come pick Jeremy up. And I'm like, oh God, what did he do? And David says, Carrie's really pissed. And you better come quick. So I get in the car, I drive over there, and he tells me, and then we start busting out laughing. Me and David were cracking up, and Carrie got worse. She was really mad then. But he'd been streaking around the house, all the boys. No clothes on, just streaking.
Grammy is when we got to play together when her family was gone and my family was gone, and she used to go kitty, and she used to tickle me and tickle me. We used to make dinner before my family and her family was gone, and we used to do fun stuff and sit on the couch and fell asleep together and stuff when I was a baby and stuff, and I love it. I loved it so much more than anything. And then we went to Target. We got some popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all of my memories of Grammy.
I could go on and on and on about all the stories and memories I have of Aunt Carrie, but I'm going to keep this short. There are two faces that I will always remember of Aunt Carrie. There's her smile and her laugh and that sparkle in her eye that will forever be engraved in my mind. And unfortunately, there's her look of disappointment. I saw that a lot more than I would have liked to growing up. Being best friends with her daughter, my cousin, who I also like to pick on a little bit and beat up as a child. Then later, get into quite a bit of shenanigans with. We did see that look a little bit more than we would have liked to. But it never took long until that smile was back on her face and she was laughing at us again and forgiving very quickly. I learned very young that she is very protective and caring and nurturing of her family and those that she cares about, which is why she got upset with me at times, but also let me know how much she loved me and cared about me. That was one thing that I would always say and think and feel is every time I saw her, I never doubted how much she loved me. I could always feel it. I could see it. I could feel it. It's just, you know, she was one of those people that made you feel how much she cared about you and how much she loved you. And it was such a comforting and wonderful feeling. And I'll never forget that.
When we found out Mom was pregnant with you, Carrie, after already having 6 children, we were a little leery. And then you proved to be such a blessing to me in my life because you were like my little shadow a lot of the times. I remember I used to take you shopping when you were only 3 years old. And I think I took you on your first ride down the escalator. And the only time I can remember being really angry with you is the time when you were probably 3 or 4 and you turned off my alarm on the morning I had to go for my first day of my first job. And that really sent me into a tizzy.
Yeah, I bet.
And then I remember when you came to Akron and you stayed with us for a while, and I took you shopping and tucked you in at night, and you stayed with us quite a while, and Jim taught you how to swim, and we loved having you there with us. I remember all the Christmases when we came to visit you and all the different houses and how we played poker and how much fun that was. And then the night that we were at your house, it was in the summertime. It was the house that you were renovating, you and David. And you and I were on a screened-in porch and we were drinking wine. And we went through 1 or 2 bottles, I think. And we were laughing and having fun. And Jim walked in and I was smoking and I did not smoke. And he looked at you because I think he was thinking that you were leading his wife astray. And he just shook his head and he laughed. And we were thought it was so funny.
I was 3 years old, around 3 years old. We were in church, and I think that it was St. Greg's, and I'm pretty sure it was Jeremy's baptism. And because me and Nicole were sitting with you, and I mean, David, I'm pretty sure was up there. But you were trying to keep us calm, and you gave me half a piece of gum. And it was a piece of dentine. And I had never had gum before. So I was super excited, and I just swallowed it. And so you're like, okay, it's okay. Like, you don't swallow the gum, you just chew it. So you gave me another piece. Too excited, swallowed it. So you kept giving me pieces of gum and probably regretted giving me any pieces of gum because I probably went through, half a pack of gum. But I will never forget that because it was my first piece of gum. You taught me how to chew gum, and since then I've always loved Dentine and then Trident just because they were the same type of gum. But I don't know why. Like, that's one of my only memories since below 10 years old, and it was you giving me my first piece of gum, and I will never forget it.
I just want to take some time to tell you how much I love you and how much you've meant to me over the years. You truly have been inspiring and always given me the best advice when it comes to finance, to children, to just staying calm. I remember being little and going to visit Grandma and just sitting in your closet, just watching you and admiring you from that young age. To the times that Grandma was driving me nuts and you were there to help me. But my favorite story is when I was about 3 to 4 months pregnant with Megan. And I came over, it was about Thanksgiving time, and I came over bringing a nice, pretty, warm pumpkin pie. and you proceeded to throw it on the ground and tell me to leave. It has given me many laughs over the years, and as we both know, the story truly goes that I had to leave because I was pregnant and your children had measles or chicken pox, and I had never had either. So I had to leave and then sit and wait on pins and needles to make sure that not only I was safe, but of course Megan was safe. And we know everything turned out well, but it has provided many laughs over the years, and that will forever be one of my favorite memories of you. But again, there are so many, I could go on forever. I love you again. Merry Christmas.
You are like a second mother to me. You've always treated me like one of your own, and I can never thank you enough for that. Some of my favorite memories are Christmas time, all the time you spent with your family baking cookies and decorating. Some of my funniest memories are obviously farting in the doorway of Taco Bell as people were walking in. Why did you have me over so often? I don't know. Also, when you were going around the table asking your kids what they needed from the grocery store, I said, you were at Apple's, and you said at your house or at my house, and I was like, this house, I would like some apples to show up on Thursday. And of course, the next time I came, they were there. I always joke about your chicken dinner with the angel hair pasta, how I would always ask you to make it for me like I was one of your kids, but you always did because you just have a huge heart. You honestly love like no one I've ever known, and I love you.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Hi, I'm Steven Jackson. You may remember me from events such as 2009, moving your daughter into the projects, or 2014, the Holiday Pops with a special edition Rice Krispie treats, or even little awards, Father of the Year, 2018, 2019, 2020, actually up for debate right now. The votes are still out, and there might be voter fraud. I think I won, but they're saying I didn't. But me and my family want to wish you and your family, Mrs. Sanfilippo, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We got all the kids together and we're going to go play some baseball in the backyard. And I said to Carrie, hey, David and Cheryl can kind of keep an eye on things. You wanna go take a couple hits? And she's like, okay. So we did, and I go outside and we're starting to play the game and things are going good and I'm really into it, you know. And I look around and Carrie's not there, and I look up. She's in the window in the kitchen. And hey, Carrie, come on, let's go. She's doing this. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Okay. So we're playing ball again, we're going on, and again, she's not out there. And I look, and I see her in the window. Hey, come on, you coming? She's doing this. I thought, what the hell? Okay, so we're playing ball, and so finally there's a break. I said, hey, I gotta get a drink of water. I go inside and I said, Carrie, is everything okay? What's going on? Why aren't you out playing? She said, I've been telling you, I can't come outside, I'm shit-faced. So every now and then if she was drinking or something, I'd look at her and do this. And she was shit-faced.
Oh, man.
So that's her sign for shit-faced.
I didn't plan on making one of these, but I also thought I would be showing you this video on Christmas. Finding out you wrote me a letter was bittersweet, and now it's only fair if I say a few words back. I just want to tell you thank you. Thank you for being a huge influence on my life. Thank you for letting me be part of your family. Thank you for the food and cookies. Thank you for everything that you've taught me. You've taught me parenting, love, forgiveness, and pain. You also taught me how awesome Christmas is. We're trying to take on some of the traditions, but I'm not sure if we can, to be honest. We watch The Grinch. Usually that insists of the family watching The Grinch, reciting every line word for word, and me watching everyone else enjoy it.
All right, I'll swing by for a minute.
Everyone's been running around, cleaning and cooking. The number one Christmas tradition that people don't know about is you stressing out for 5 hours before company came in and then turning everyone else of the house into your personal elves. Dawn has taken over as the head chef. Chris is serving as Christmas coordinator and a line cook that doesn't accept Dawn as the head chef. Nicole is keeping Mary Charlotte entertained and loved. My role is still sitting on the couch and occasionally walking into the kitchen and eating a cookie that doesn't have frosting on it yet. Ben's been doing the same thing. It takes everyone to try and fill in for you, yet it's still not the same. I'm not sure how you did it. You also gave the best Christmas gifts. Socks, tools, boots, everything. I always felt like a kid. And then the Christmas pajamas. We always acted like it was a hassle, but everyone knows they looked forward to the day we took that picture together. There was the year the guys didn't get PJ tops, the year everyone's were too small, and our latest ones. There could often be a little stress in an idea you had, but it always turned out for the best. Whether it was going on a long hike just to get the view, walking in the backyard to the pond just to look at the water, or just to watch Ben jump in, or for every Mother's Day, how we would work on some project you planned. I usually didn't even know what our exact mission was, but whether it was an indoor or outdoor project, the finished product was always amazing. Our walks in Pittsburgh after the Pops concerts, it was always really cold, but we always made a point to get to the tree. There's Darien Lake, where it was tough to get everyone there and pack into one small camper, but once we finally settled in, we had one of the best vacations ever. Sitting by the fire and listening to Lynyrd Skynyrd. I still tell people that we were at a Lynyrd Skynyrd concert because technically we were at a Lynyrd Skynyrd concert. You just know how to make everything fun. Even the high school football games were great. I remember sitting in the Northeast cold on those frozen bleachers, drinking watered down hot chocolate, eating overpriced and oversized cookies. Nicole was always wrapped in a blanket, complaining that she's cold and hungry and probably thirsty. Then there was you and Dad. Dad would be joking around with the other parents, playing it cool. But you, decked out in maroon and gold, ringing a cowbell and screaming at the refs every time you thought they had a bad call, which anyone who's watched a game with you knows you believe every call is a bad call. But then came the best part of the Friday nights, post-game. Everyone got together and you would always order pizza and wings. Don would have his little girlfriend, Ricky or whatever, over and we'd all get to spend the afternoon together. It was my first experience being with a whole family as an adult. No one would leave for their friends' houses or anything, just family. We would talk about the game, we would talk about school, we would talk about anything really. It was just so nice to be around a close family. It was the best. I guess what I'm saying is no matter what type of stress I ever felt, you always had a plan. It kept you calm and it kept us sane. No matter what situation we found ourselves in, you created the beauty in it. Something I learned early in this family is where I stood. We all know what you love. Your garden, Penn State, Ben, Christmas, God, family, friends, and then everything else. I'm not sure what order I would put all these things in, but I'm pretty positive you took more pictures of your garden than you did anyone else. You even made videos of your garden. So, I at least know where your happy place is, but I still don't know what order I'd put those in. Learning my place was quite simple. One day at your house in Main Street, you handed me a broom and said, "Here you go. I already tell people you're my kid, so now you have to help clean." And this was months after I met you, but I already felt at home. You were preparing for the senators to come over. Since you were about to host around 5 extra people, you of course stressed yourself out by making enough food to feed a whole Beaver Stadium. And you made everyone clean the house like Cinderella. And it was great. It was the least I could do. There were even times that I left your house full of food before I met you. When Nicole and I were at Mercyhurst, Nicole used to sneak into the house while everyone was asleep so we could raid the kitchen for all the frozen bean and cheese burritos. Thinking back at it, I'm not really sure why Nicole snuck into the house, because she lived there, but either way, we felt like ninjas and it was pretty fun. When we did finally meet, it was coincidentally in the kitchen. I was nervous because I was aware that I was a college freshman dipshit. I also really wanted for everything to work out because I really liked Nicole. Our meeting was short and I quickly realized you were not intimidating at all. However, before I left, you did bring up the burritos. Uh-oh. You just wanted to let me know that I don't have to steal them. And I immediately felt welcome. I never expected to enjoy being around a family so much. At first I was a bit intimidating and even jealous of the relationship I saw between Don and Chris. My jealousy faded quickly though once I knew I was accepted. That only took around 12 years. I think they realized they might as well let me in the inner circle once they saw I wasn't going anywhere. Heck. I loved being around them so much I'm pretty sure I would have stayed around even if Nicole dumped me. Our trip to DC may have been the best bonding experience. I don't even like museums, yet somehow that was probably my favorite vacation ever. Staying in a house with you guys was so much fun. That's really it. It wouldn't have mattered what city we were in. Putting us all together in a house with nothing but a deck of Uno cards was bound to be a great time. It also served as a time where everyone temporarily hated the person that gave them the draw 4. I'm pretty sure Chris still holds a grudge against me, but that could be for anything. It was in the house where it really kicked in. It wasn't the food that made your event so special. It wasn't the holiday, it wasn't the game, it wasn't even the house. It was you. You know how to make everyone feel at home. You make everyone comfortable, and you make everyone complete. For me, I think what makes me feel the best is that you actually laugh at my dad jokes. You may be the only mom that not only laughs at dad jokes, but you even tell them yourself. One of my proudest moments as a dad so far was when Mary Charlotte was eating edamame, and I told her it was edidade, because I gave it to her, and she laughed. Did she get it? I don't know, but when I get a laugh, I'm happy. Something else I've learned from you is how important it is that Mary Charlotte knows I love her. I would always hear you tell your kids how much you love them before bed, and then you gave them a kiss. It was different for me to see, and I immediately felt that it was important. Shari will always know how much I love her. Both of your girls will. As long as they keep laughing at my jokes. Your humor was really never lost through all of this, which was really amazing. I remember just about a year ago, we were planning for the bar crawl event and setting up a fundraising account so you could have money to build the deck. Nicole texted you and told you that she had a paper cut. I'm shocked she didn't call the ambulance, but what was even funnier was that you texted her back and said, "Oh no, do you want me to set you up a GoFundMe account?" We visited the weekend after your diagnosis, and I managed to bring it up with you while we were alone. I just had so many questions about ALS, but I actually, at the same time, didn't want to think that it was real. but you ended up leading the conversation, and that made it way easier. The craziest thing is, you were less scared than I was. That's what you showed me anyways. I remember asking if you were experiencing any pain. It's something I was concerned about the whole time. And you told me you only feel pain the most when you laugh. And that made me really sad, and I told you, well, that's terrible, you probably won't be able to see me anymore. And then you said sarcastically, I don't see why not. You know, looking back at it, it's kind of hard to call DC the best vacation ever when I got married on a boat. That was definitely an amazing day and a special week to remember. I'm not an emotional person, but I came really close to crying on the wedding day. I kept it together the whole time, through all of the parts where I was told the bride is lost, and standing on stage, I see my family, see your family. But immediately when Nicole began to walk down the aisle, I just felt this rush that I was not expecting, and just pure emotion. And I didn't want to cry, and so my reaction was to, for some reason, look at Dawn and John. And so as Nicole's walking down, I just slightly turned over to them, and I don't even remember what they did, but it made me laugh. So I didn't laugh, but I didn't cry. And then I was able to turn and look at Nicole, and I smiled, and I welcomed her up on stage. However, I was not able to hold it back at the wedding reception. Nicole was officially my wife, and I always knew that would happen, but the emotion came back again when I danced with you. And I told you that I was so honored to call you my mom. And you told me that you'll always be my mother. Everyone that knows you has their own relationship with you, whether it's a coworker, a family friend. We all know you for something. It seems like you have something in common with everyone. We share a special bond. We share a birthday. Once you hit a certain age, birthdays are never fun anymore. But since the day I met Nicole, I've shared every birthday cake with you, and the fun came back. We always had the tradition of who could text happy birthday first to one another. It used to always be one of us around like 6 in the morning, whoever woke up first. But I'll never forget that one September 9th that you texted me at 12 in the morning and said happy birthday with a wink face. No matter what, September 9th is always going to be our day. Something else that amazed me over the past year is how you were still able to be you, no matter what your physical condition was. You found a way to play with Mary Charlotte. You did such an amazing job of it that she was never sad. You were still Grammy. You were still Mom. You were still able to crack jokes. You were still able to smile. You were still able to roll your eyes. You were still able to give advice and love. You were still the most respected person in every single room you were present in. You know, I'm not sure if you know this, but Nicole's friends used to playfully tease her, saying her family was perfect when she was growing up. I can see that. Mom and dad together. The kids are all college grads. You even had a golden retriever. I mean, come on. But I know the truth. I know that dad yells bad words from the garage every time he drops a tool. I know Nicole picks her nose. I know Don's a smartass. I know Chris quietly threatens people under his breath. I know Ricky threatens people out loud. And Lauren doesn't even need to threaten people. She'll just take you out. I also know that this is my family, and they really are perfect. We're never going to be the same, but we are going to be okay. I never got a chance to say goodbye, but I don't really want to, so I'll say I'll see you later. And if I do, then I know I did something right. I hope you enjoy your water. Merry Christmas.
I just wanted to reach out to you and just tell you how special you are to me. You're an amazing person. You were the perfect friend for me at a time long ago. I just felt like I needed someone like you, and you were wonderful. So you would go home on the weekends. Well, first off, you met David. You brought David over, and I really loved David. He was a good choice, perfect for you, and I remember being so happy for you both. But back to the key thing. So you would go home on the weekends, and you would leave me alone, and I would concoct ways to torment you, such as the time I put the cellophane under your toilet seat, put your toilet seat down. My bathroom was at the back of the house, as was yours. So I'm in my bathroom, and I can hear you come home and start screaming because, of course, you were making a terrible mess. And at this point, you couldn't stop. I think my favorite prank, though, was the weekend that I spent sewing the sides of your underwear up. So you came back, and you thought you'd gained so much weight because your underwear didn't fit. I was beside myself. It took me all darn weekend, though, and I'm not much of a sewer. But my epic was the time you came home late at night, and I covered the hallway with tin cans. I took the light bulbs out of the hall, and then I covered your lock with tape, and then your door was sunken in, so I covered it with paper. So I could hear you coming. You crashed your way up the stairs. You were swearing. You couldn't get your key in the lock. And I was inside my door just dying laughing. Oh, that's all we did. We didn't study very much, but we laughed a lot. Do you remember that young police officer we met, Boyd? He used to just pull us over randomly around town and scare the crap out of us. In fact, I remember he followed us into our driveway one time with lights and sirens going. The neighbors were all looking. They weren't surprised. And we lived across the street from the school. And I just remember giggling. We just giggled all the darn time. And we fell out the front stairs, literally, because it was icy. It was Jamestown. We barely made it to school, and we were literally across the street. And I use the term school very lightly because I'm not sure I got a whole lot out of that except for laughing with you. Carrie, I just want you to know how much I love you. How I'm sorry we've drifted apart through the years. I think kids and husbands and work and life, but I think of you, and it's with a big heart. You are a wonderful person. You are a perfect friend. We had wonderful times. And I know there's a God, and I know there's a heaven. And I will see you again, honey.
Hi. My Aunt Carrie, she always really enjoyed the holidays, and especially the movie It's a Wonderful Life. And one of my best memories of her and myself was, a couple years in a row, we found ourselves in the basement on Hutchison, and we watched that with the whole family, and it was just a really nice atmosphere because she always made everybody feel so comfortable, and she really just made the holidays special. So though that is my favorite memory, is spending time with her during the holidays, and especially watching It's a Wonderful Life.
In Anita's house, when we invited everybody, George's whole family came for a picnic. And I met Carrie. She was this really cute little blonde, and she reminded me of the Ivory Girl. That's what I called her, the little Ivory Girl. And that means clean cut, in case Nicole doesn't know that. Clean cut Ivory Girl. And I said to her, boy, I have somebody I want you to meet that's perfect for you, just perfect. And I went and I told Chris and Cheryl how I met this Ivory Girl, and she was perfect for David, and that, this was a really good thing. We'll wait and see. And we invited her to the barn party Halloween thing, and wouldn't you know it, the idiot showed up dressed, David, the idiot, showed up dressed as a woman. He had oranges in his bra, and he was in this wild mode, full beard, wearing a dress.
That sounds normal.
I mean, it sounds normal for David. Yeah, well, anyway, Carrie just looked at me and her mouth dropped and said, "What must you think of me?" But lo and behold, it turned out perfect. You know, what a blessing it has been to have Carrie as a sister all these years. Not just a sister-in-law, but a sister. Big influence on my life, especially in my Christian walk.
I'll just continue on where Barb left off. At the barn party, where you guys met, you and I, after having a good time, left to go home. And pulling out of Bort Road, driving the Dodge Swinger, we're talking, and you're sideways leaning against the passenger door. I make a slow left onto Route 20, and looking over, you're rolling out of the car onto the road. I back up slowly a few feet, and you're laughing as you get back in the car. We thank God nothing happened, but had a few good laughs about it. We've had a lot of good times through the years, being the fun-loving person you are. Thanks for that, but also thanks for being so responsible and caring and sincere when it came to taking care of Joe and Mom through the years. Your heart is so big, always thinking of others. Loving Anita as a sister, your raising of some fine children and a granddaughter, and being a loving wife. But of all these things, I selfishly thank you for being my sweetheart of a sister. The most, I love you.
I'll have a blueberry Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. And those berries are blue with my breakfast each day. Won't be the same, dear, if they don't last till May. And when those blue berries get eaten, that's when I wish we could be meeting. We'll be doing alright with our Christmas of white, but we'd like a blueberry Christmas.
Love you again. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And saying Merry Christmas, and you are in my heart forever.
You have a Merry Christmas and with your family and your beautiful daughter Nicole here. It's great.
I've been able to have a nice semi-normal life as a result. Thanks to you taking care of me. Happy Christmas.
I hope you have a good and wonderful, blessed Christmas. I love you and miss you so much. And God bless you. Take care, baby.
Merry Christmas. God bless you. I love y'all.
I want to wish you and your family, Mrs. Sanfilippo, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hi, Shari's grandma. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a Happy New Year.
Carrie, I love you and I miss you. I hope I'll be able to see you eventually. I love you and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Carrie, from Zoe, Salem, and myself.
I just say Merry Christmas and we love you.
Merry Christmas.
Honestly, love like no one I've ever known. And I love you. Merry Christmas.
Okay, well, Merry Christmas.
Well, you have a Merry Christmas, and we love you, and we just love you. Bye.
All right, here we go, Mom. Are you ready?
Yeah. Do you want to overlap a little? He can cut that.
No, we're restarting.
Okay. Oh, we are? Oh, I like that from beginning.
Well,
this is Sister Carrie, your queen of berries. She just want to tell you, rather than smell you. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, you have to hold that still, hon. Okay, go like this a little bit. Yeah, perfect.
There we go.
Sister number 5. If you need to hear it, let me tell you, dear. If you could just see what she's. I can't look at that.
no, don't look at that.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
right. Do you need a drink of water?
No, I'm fine.
So, yeah, I'll edit.
What?
Mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall. Let me tell you. Ah, see. Ah.
Oh, hey, dose.
I have to not look at that. Here's. Where do I go then?
We're done?
Or do you want to go first?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Now hold up my sign. Okay.
You dressed in what? No, I'm sorry. Did I say I see you dressed in white before?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, we're going?
Merry Christmas. Stop laughing. Where do you mess up?
You want to smell it?
Is it?
So,
This way a little. Yes.
there.
You gotta choose.
So precious, unmistakable, unreplaceable, incomparable. Sister, you're beautiful.